Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. I deliver it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. No operators standing by. I am it. Oh, you got to love that reverb. I love that. We'll get rid of that real quick. While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And we do celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. We've got to look at what these celebrations, National Science Fiction Day, not for me. Personal Trainer Awareness Day.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, let's stick the other two. National Buffet Day and Cream Puff Day. We'll stick with those. I think we can handle either one of those on a regular basis. Moving right along, checking the markets for you this morning. We like to look at the markets, see where they're doing. We didn't, being off the last couple of weeks, the markets have been a little bit erratic, as is the norm when we are in the holiday period. I'm looking right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, 24,772. It's up 52.85 right now. Oil, $60 a barrel. That's especially for those in Taxifornia, where we know that we love to tax everything possible. Well, the idea here is now we're looking at oil at $60 a barrel. What's that doing to our gas prices? Well, the national average, $2.48.6. California, Taxifornia, $3.10.5 per gallon of gasoline, $3.10.5. Now, if you want to fill up Alabama, you're at $2.21.9. A little bit better pricing over there if you're going to hit the gas pumps, $2.21.9. We're looking at Alabama. Let's see where we are at. Oklahoma. Usually it's Oklahoma, $2.21.8. There's some out there in the SEC. Yeah, those guys, they play good football and they have better gas prices than we do. But, maybe they just don't like to tax their people as much as we seem to enjoy that here on the West Coast. What else are we seeing in the markets? We're looking, always watch what the 10-year Treasury is doing, because that helps us understand what that's going to do for our mortgage rate. So the 10-year Treasury, as I speak, the yield is up 5 basis points, 2.463. As we talk about the forecast coming out, or what we're anticipating, we're going to get an idea. That'll give us a good idea of where we're heading when we're looking at interest rates as we move throughout this year. But we are looking at the S&P 500 up 15 points. And the 30-year bond, the 30-year mortgage bond, the 3.5% 30-year Fannie Mae, down 20 basis points. That means interest rates on that bond are up. That's just the way those numbers tend to work, is when the bond goes down, the yield goes up. When the bond goes up, the yield goes down. That's how mortgage rates always work. They work inversely. It's a mathematical function, so we just go from that direction and watch where we're heading on those rates. We're going to talk a little bit about why that's happening, so we'll get into that as well throughout the broadcast today. Why are we seeing those numbers the way they're moving in the directions that they're moving? And what are we expecting as we move into the future? That's going to be the big issues as well. What are we looking for? What is the outlook for mortgage rates moving forward? But let's look at some of the numbers, behind the scenes numbers right now. Going to be a big week. Today's a kind of a quiet day on the economic news, but we're going to get busier. The jobs data, the minutes from the December 13th Federal Reserve meeting. We're expecting 185,000 and 190,000 jobs added on both ADP and the Bureau of Labor Statistics jobs reports. Those come out on Thursday and Friday, respectively. The ADP report was moved from Wednesday to Thursday because of the shortened week. So they usually give theirs Wednesdays, but they're going to do it Thursday this week. CoreLogic, they came out and released their home price index report for November, showing that home prices rose 1% in November and 7% on a year-over-year basis. November reading of 7% is unchanged from the September and October readings, and CoreLogic forecasts that home prices will appreciate, again, national number, 4.2% in the year going forward, also unchanged from the last month's forecast. Las Vegas, San Francisco, and Denver led in the gains. And if you want a report card on your area, just let me know, Ron at RonSiegelRadio.com, and I'll give you a report card for your neighborhood. What is the rate? What are the rates doing in your area? So we'll give you that as well. Looking at some pretty significant numbers, the year-over-year change, San Diego, 7.6%. Los Angeles, 7.5%. San Francisco, 8.9%. So some of the bigger numbers around the country. Denver was up and Las Vegas were up more than these California readings, but that's still some pretty significant numbers as we continue looking at what's going on. And as I've shared with you, the interest rates are moving up a little bit, and I think we'll continue to see that, but we're going to talk more about that. That's our focus of the broadcast this morning, is going to be what are the economics of the year ahead? Where are we looking? So let's look at some of the general news before we get into all of the economics. Iran protesting again. I love the idea. You love listening to some of these countries who really oppress their people, and then they want to lecture us on what we're doing. So the lecture is from Iran is that the president should worry about homelessness and starving people here while there's unrest in Iran. Yeah, and they're the ones that we gave $150 billion in cash to. President Obama did that for us. Pretty nice gesture. $150 billion in plain unmarked bills, sending them over on an airplane, shrink-wrapped, as it might be. And the president again tweeting out to the Pakistani government in turn, not going to give them quite as much money. See, if they don't want, finally we got a president that realizes or is willing to take the steps that are necessary. We give these countries all kinds of money, yet they go completely against what our wishes are. They even vote against us in different areas. So the president said, you know something, if they're going to continue doing that, maybe we should just stop sending so much money over to them. And the U.S. is looking at withholding $250 million in aid that it delayed sending to Islamabad in August. Maybe that'll get their attention. $250 million might get their attention if it stops coming. Now, China probably will want to increase their aid on the other side of that, but you know something, I don't think China wants to get in too big of an argument with us either. So we will continue watching that one for you. And tomorrow is the big day. Doug Jones, who defeated Roy Moore in that contentious Alabama special election, sworn in tomorrow by Vice President Pence, including the two independent senators who caucus with the Democrats. Now we're going to be looking at a 51-49 vote, so that might be a little bit more challenging to get anything done, being that we know the Democrats do absolutely nothing as it is. Getting closer to home, California now a sanctuary state in which police will be forbidden from asking about an individual's immigration status. Not everyone in the state is thrilled about that idea. And some opponents have been putting up signs mocking the policy. That's a funny one. If you haven't seen some of the mock signs that are going up, talking about, one of them that they posted, Malibu, official sanctuary city, cheap nannies, gardeners make Malibu great. And I did see another one that said, "Welcome to California, official sanctuary state. Felons, illegals, and MS-13, welcome." That's a couple of areas. And, they forgot the tagline on that. Democrats need the votes. So they're basically saying the reason that California's gone to sanctuary state status, felons, illegals, and MS-13 welcome, and they tend to caucus with the Democrats as well. So we'll continue watching that one and where we're going with that story as well. That's kind of just a little bit of fun stuff there. Last year, the city of Baltimore. Hey, do you remember Baltimore and their mayor and their district attorney? And yeah, they were wrong about everything that they were saying. Well, city of Baltimore set a bloody new record with a per capita murder rate of 56 murders per 100,000 people. By comparison, that is more than double the murder rate in Chicago, which is frequently cited as America's most dangerous city. And if you didn't listen over the news over the weekend or over the last year, the president has been criticized about his tweeting, and he's frequently criticized for his unpresidential use of social media outlets, especially his go-to Twitter. Now asserts that Twitter is his single most valuable weapon in the fight against what he labels a very dishonest and unfair press. Yeah, I think that many of us will agree with that. The press is pretty biased on all these things. And apparently they seem to think that you're not going to ever you can't handle the truth.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So that's the issue right there, and they're going all out. So the president has his tools, and the media will apparently continue to complain about it. Where will that get us? At least we get the information. That's the bottom line. Glad that at least we're getting information that we want, that we need, so we can make the decisions we want to. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, how rising prices will help you build family wealth in 2018. Home buying tips for the current market. Ways to make your family harder to hack in 2018, all that, as well as the economic forecast and financial outlook for 2018 from Ron Siegel Radio. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off
for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
How does it make you feel knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission. Lending partners will give a credit at closing. The title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area-trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. That's NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. So I thought I would share with you this morning one of the comments, or actually let me give you a little bit of a couple of pieces of information. If you are contemplating buying a new house, we just put together the Ultimate Home Finance Toolkit. It is out. It is available. You can text RF Toolkit, RF, request for Toolkit, RF Toolkit, to 79564. It'll give you the link to get signed up for that. It's free. Or you can send an email or go to the website, MBE Links, Mary Boy Edward, mbelinks.com/RF Toolkit. It's going to give you a calculator, a mortgage calculator, which everybody seems to want when they're contemplating buying a house. Going to give you a few different versions of that calculator. How about how about getting... let's think about this one. An affordability worksheet. Get you some interest rates. We might even give you some information on down payment assistance. Think about that. Up to 5% back when you're going to buy your new home. Up to 5% back on down payment assistance. All those things are part of the toolkit. mbelinks.com/RF Toolkit. How rising prices will help you build family wealth. And over the next 5 years, home prices are expected to appreciate on average by 3.35% per year and to grow by 24.34% cumulatively, according to Pulseonomics' most recent home price expectation survey. So what does this mean for homeowners and their equity position? As an example, let's assume a young couple purchases and closes. And again, these are national numbers, so you just have to double them or triple them for your neighborhood. But assume a young couple purchases and closes on a $250,000 home this month. That would be January. If we only look at the projected increase in price of that home, how much equity will they earn over the next 5 years? Well, since the experts predict that home prices will increase by 4.2% in 2018, the young homeowners will have a gain of $10,500 in equity in just 1 year. Over a 5-year period, their equity will increase by nearly $45,000. This figure does not even take into account their monthly principal mortgage payments. In many cases, home equity is one of the largest portions of a family's overall net worth. The bottom line, not only is home ownership something to be proud of, but it also offers you and your family the ability to build equity you can borrow against in the future. If you're ready and willing to buy, find out if you're able to buy today. And again, all you have to do is take a look at the Ultimate Home Finance Toolkit. Get your free copy. And one of my favorite words, free, right? I mean, how do you go anywhere from that one? But free copy, mbelinks.com/RF Toolkit, or you can also text RF. That's request for RF Toolkit to 79564. Get your copy. So let's chat a little bit about the economic outlook for 2018. And I share this with you because I go and study a lot of these things. I know, I'm a bit of a nerd, but I go and I listen to what they have to say over at Chapman University, and we look at the Pulseonomics reports that I just referenced. And Pulseonomics is a great resource because they look at what over 100 industry experts and economists all are talking about, and that's where they get their information. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and share with you that I really believe that we are poised for a stock market pullback. I know that a lot of people don't want to hear that because the market's been going up. We're up 47, almost 48 points as I speak to you right now. Dow Jones Industrial Average up at 24,766 as we speak. But one of the big issues that we see on a regular basis is whenever people are really talking about the markets a lot, when you hear the conversation at the holidays, and that's about what stocks do you own or what do you think about this stock or that stock, for decades that's been a great indication that the market is ready and poised for a pullback. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say I believe that the market will be looking at a pullback. The Federal Reserve indicating 3 rate hikes scheduled to further unwind its balance sheets. We're going to see what effect that has to do on mortgage rates. Are the rates going to go up this year? Well, we're going to talk about that one as well. And can housing continue its impressive run, and how will tax reform be a drag? So we'll talk about all of that. So let's look at stocks first. They seem to be a little bit toppy and a bit vulnerable, entering into the new year with extremely high investor optimism. And as I shared, that's generally not a good sign. We are at the most expensive stock market on a price to sales ratio ever. So back in the last time we were close to this high was back in 1999, year 2000. And do you remember what happened back then? The stock market went and had a very, very significant pullback when we look at the ratios right there. So I think we may be inclined for something very, very similar. Pullback. Pullbacks are always healthy. We are at the third longest stretch of expansion in history. And we are seeing a flattening of the yield curve. Now, what does that mean? When we start seeing that, generally we want to see that the 2-year Treasury and the 10-year Treasury, you're getting more return on the 10-year than you are on the 2-year, a higher yield. Well, that's getting to be a bit flat when we start looking at that. So we look at the 10-year Treasury minus the 2-year Treasury yield, and when we start getting to a negative, every time we get to a negative, when we take the 10-year Treasury minus the 2-year Treasury, and every time we subtract those and we get to a negative number, that tells us that there is a recession on the horizon. Now, do we see that happening right now? No, but we're getting closer. And that's the issue that we've been watching, is how close, and generally if it doesn't hit there, we don't hit the recession. But we're getting very, very close. So the prediction is that I think that we're going to see a fairly significant stock market pullback during 2018. But think about the definition of a significant pullback. when we look and we went from 18,000 on the Dow to over 24,000 in 1 year. Well, there's going to be a time when people are going to look at it and say, I think we need to start taking a little bit of money off the table. And the professional investors, they did not get out of the market in 2017 because they were looking at tax benefits. Now, if they continue to look at tax benefits and a lower cost of taxation for 2018, which we know that tax reform has passed, President signed it into law right before Christmas, well, what are they going to do? They'll be more inclined to sell at this time. Now, what happens when the investors sell? This is a very fascinating subject because when investors start selling, they understand the idea that when you and I, the retail investor, are talking about the stock market at the holidays, well, then we're going to go out and start buying. That's just the way human nature is. We go out and start buying right after the holidays. Who are we buying from? That's the professional investor because they don't care about what all this other stuff is. They look at it and say, do I have a guinea pig on the other end of the line that's willing to buy high? Well, certainly they'll start selling to you when you're looking at buying high. And when you've just got fed up and start selling as the market continues to go down, well, they're just so happy to be there and take that off of your hands. So that's going to be our call right there, is that we will see a pullback in the market during the year. Will it end up higher or lower? We'll talk about that later. But during the year, we're going to see a pullback in the stock market. Just a simple prediction for you there. We're going to talk about the Federal Reserve and interest rates when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. We will also talk about home buying tips for the current market and ways to make your family harder to hack in 2018. All that and more. You can reach us anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate, fixed mortgage of 3.75%, $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. In the Mortgage Minute today, being brought to you by our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, your first mortgage, how about down payment assistance? Up to 5% to help you buy your new house. What do you think about that one? Down payment assistance. Our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage have that, as well as the Fast Pass loan approval. They're the only ones I know of that have that Fast Pass. Helps you get a new home, maybe save $10,000 to $50,000 on that new home. So think about that concept. How about down payment assistance? You get a Fast Pass to save money on the purchase price. You get 3.5% down payment before you even look at that 5% assistance program. Heck, you can't go and rent for anything that cheap. So think about getting that new home before some of these programs start running. Every once in a while, these programs do run out of money, so you don't want to ever think that you have forever to do these things. These programs, they don't have unlimited funds. They are private money. They're private investment. So when they run out of money, you're out. So you better take action. Home buying tips for the current market. September 2017, sales of new homes in the United States shot up to the highest level in nearly a decade. The Commerce Department reported an 18.9% increase for the month, during which about 667,000 newly built homes were sold, a figure not seen since 2007. September's increase also represented the biggest month-over-month percentage gain since 2017. Now, in Orange County, I just saw this report this morning, and it's fascinating information because it is very, very timely. When we look at what's available, what the properties that are out there, and you want to know, where are you gonna buy a house? Well, the issue becomes not are there any properties out there for you to even buy? That's going to be the biggest issue in the whole market, because we look right now, and I just saw this number come out, how significantly lower we are in properties available for sale than what we had last year at this time. So as of the 1st of January, 2018, 3,397 homes available for sale in Orange County, California. We average over double that. 7,500 is the average. 2013, we had the lowest number ever, which was 3,161. So when you start looking at that, now by contrast, last year, we had 4,071 homes on the market. So we're 20% lower in inventory today than we were the 1st of January 2017. What does that mean to you? Well, anybody that's talking to you about a home price bubble, that's basically ridiculous, because it's not going to happen. You have a bubble when prices drop when you've got an excess supply. Not when the supply is at its nearly its lowest numbers ever. So just don't let anybody get you confused on that part. It's very, very difficult to, when you have half the number of homes available, it becomes very difficult to be out there thinking prices are going to drop. So when we start looking at the percentage gains, these figures might be great news for those monitoring the robustness of the country's housing market. Not ideal news for buyers of modest means. These statistics mean that Americans unable to find existing homes are increasingly turning to new construction. At the same time, however, home builders are overwhelmingly focused on creating higher priced housing. Of course they are. They want to make more money, which often shuts out buyers at the lower end of the market. For home hunters who may not have a limitless budget, that's most of us, the already challenging home buying process may be getting harder. That doesn't mean you should give up on owning a home, but it does mean you need to bring your A game. Find a great real estate professional who can help you with that. Be aggressive. Think creatively. So here are some tips. Don't expect or waste time looking for hidden gems. In rising markets, there's one thing that's fairly certain. The properties for sale have been thoroughly picked over. You need to have realistic expectations of what you'll find. If you expect to find a bargain, you'll end up being frustrated and discouraged. Not only that, but you could waste a great deal of valuable time searching for endlessly for that hidden gem. That's why when you talk about the A game, that's the fast pass loan approval. The pre-approval is irrelevant anymore. When affordable houses are few and far between and snatched up quickly at that, it's important to stay on top of new listings and be ready. Brian Davis, co-founder and lead real estate and personal finance writer for SparkRental.com, suggests that a great way to do this is by creating alerts on property listing sites. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Get a text message as soon as a property is listed. That's the best, quickest way to find out what properties meet your needs in your area. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Then you go so look at the whole process here. Get pre-underwritten. Get that fast pass loan approval, not approval. Get on with Nest. It's free. NEST to 79564. Find at the Dream Homes. As soon as you get that fast pass approval, then the team over at Gold Star will put you in touch with a great real estate professional in your neighborhood. And here's the issue. I'm telling this to a lot of folks. Once they get that fast pass, then it makes it easy for our friends at Gold Star to go and call 3 or 4 real estate agents that they know who may have some pocket listings that they know are coming onto the market but may not already be on the market. You may want to consider a multifamily home. It might not be what you had in mind, but purchasing a multifamily home can be a great way to get a taste of home ownership. What's more, owning this type of property can be as affordable as renting. Multifamily homes are often priced higher, but if you buy a 3 or 4 unit home and rent out the other units, your monthly expenditure could be the same as when you were renting. Think about that part of it. When we'll talk in a minute about 4.2% or 4% is the expected increase in rents over the foreseeable future. Buy during off-peak seasons. I know we're in Southern California and we don't really get a winter, especially when you compare it to what they're seeing out there in the Midwest. But sellers are much more willing to negotiate in the winter, and you're also avoiding the craziness of the spring buying market with competitive bidding wars and overall stress. Search off the beaten path. Consider properties in what are called non-brand name towns. In other words, don't go to Beverly Hills. You're not going to find any bargain there. You may not find anything you can even afford. Similarly, you may not be wanting to look at Newport Beach or Irvine, but most people don't know that the highest priced median priced homes in the county, in Orange County, is Santa Ana. Yet people don't like the name Santa Ana, so they don't want to hear that part. Be aggressive. While this has been alluded to already, being aggressive can be a tremendous asset in your housing search. Beyond being the first person to make an offer on a property or setting up alerts on real estate listings, you need to start conversations. Keep your eyes open for potential properties and do some stealth work. If you see an abandoned home, contact the seller. Get your real estate professional to contact the seller. Ask in local real estate Facebook groups if anyone is looking to sell. Ask everyone you know if they know anyone looking to sell. And don't give up. That is another big issue right there. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends over at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next home, Gold Star has the programs for you. So continuing on our forecast and our outlook, the Federal Reserve, going to get a lot of changes at the Federal Reserve. Old Yeller, actually Janet Yellen, is out. Jerome Powell is going to be the new Fed chair. Vice Chair Stanley Fischer and New York Fed President William Dudley have resigned. And the president may need to appoint up to 4 Fed governors in 2018. And we've also seen that more hawkish Fed, the 2 dissenters, Super Dove Neil Kashkari and Perma-Dove Charles Evans, are out. Now, that doesn't mean they're out of the Federal Reserve. They're just not on the voting rotation. Hawk, that means they're like more higher interest rates. Loretta Mester is in. So we've got voting members. It'll be Powell, the vice chair, who's not named yet. Lael Brainerd, Randall Quarles. The New York, again, I told you, the New York federal chair, William Dudley, resigns mid-2018. So you just got a little bit of issues going there, changing the guard at the Federal Reserve. We have to see, are they going to be more in line with what Federal Chairman Yellen was doing in keeping interest rates low, or are they going to get a little bit more significant in there? Now, we already heard from the Fed that they are going to reduce the size of their balance sheet. What the heck does that mean to you? Well, again, it goes back to Economics 101, supply and demand. So the whole issue of supply and demand when it comes to the Federal Reserve's balance sheet has to do with them buying back mortgage-backed securities and treasuries. When they're out buying, that increases demand. When they're not buying, that's going to decrease the demand. And we know that if the demand is up, prices go up, and the yield or the interest rates go down. When the demand is down, then the prices go down, and the interest rates go up. So we're not going to see a huge number of changes here. Before the reduction, the Fed was purchasing $25 billion a month. In October, they reduced their balance sheet by $4 billion. In January, they're projected to be an $8 billion reduction against the $17 billion purchase. So we're not going to see massive changes here, but they are getting out of the market. And when you look at the numbers, the balance sheet was $1.8 trillion before the reduction started. Based on 2018, the balance sheet's going to go all the way down to $1.68 trillion. So even though the numbers are huge, when you look at it in relationship, it's going to be 2025 until they really clear out their balance sheet of all these different numbers. So it's not going to be a big issue. Now, the Federal Reserve has said they're going to increase 3 times. I told you that Chapman University's numbers were going to be that they're going to increase 2 times. And I think it'll probably be once or twice throughout the year. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. So what does all that mean for rates? We'll talk about that part of the story when we come back. We'll also talk about some ways to make your family harder to hack in 2018. All that and more. You can reach us anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRENMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 0186945 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The Word on Wealth segment today being brought to you by AskAboutReverseMortgages.com. Are you 62 years of age or older? Do you have some equity in your property? Ask About Reverse Mortgages. They've got the answers to the program. Don't know if the program's right for you, but it could be. Ways to make your family harder to hack. In 2018, that is the subject of today's Word on Wealth segment. Unfortunately, we have to worry about this stuff all the time. The hacking out there is going crazy. 1,000 resolution-worthy action items out there. The time is always now for the things that need to change in our lives. Never were truer words spoken when it comes to our potential vulnerability to hackers. The number of breaches and the granular nature of the data exposed in those attacks over the past year are both unprecedented. Equifax breach alone included everything and then some that a scammer needs in order to buy a house or a car, pay for college or medical procedures, steal a tax refund, or any other transaction. But that's not the only reason you should be on high alert. Technology is the friend of the hacker. Cyber criminals make a living being up to date on the latest security protocols and protections. They're also the most common spur for innovation, discovering the latest eureka moment in cybersecurity while reverse engineering existing ones to steal data. Unbelievable. So here are some suggestions. Avoid account takeover with better password tactics. Hearing more and more now using maybe a sentence as your password as opposed to just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or using the word password or admin or something along those lines. LastPass. I use LastPass. gives you this crazy looking password that's basically not, I can't even remember them. So all you have to do is remember one password to get into your LastPass account, and then it has the passwords for everything else. So you'll many times the passwords are so simple that anybody can figure out what they are. In 2016, the most common password was password. It's still the same. Numbers in 2017, I think I saw it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you need an 8-digit password, just add a couple more digits on there. Those are the common ones because everybody seems to know them. You can use a two-factor authentication, and that is a system where you put in your username and password. The authentication sends a text message to you with a 6-digit code, and that's what you put in as the next part of it. So there's actually 3 different steps to getting into whatever that site is. Turn off your location services and don't overshare. Remember the bumbling duo in the holiday classic Home Alone. It used to be the burglars cased a neighborhood with oversharing on social media, including location data posted in photographs that permit geotagging technology and are volunteered by way of preference settings. We're constantly casing ourselves for the would-be thief. Added layer of complication here is that even if your social sharing doesn't include location data, other members of your family might be sharing. Remember, you are only as secure as your most insecure family member. So if you're constantly putting on that, having a great trip with the family in Hawaii and somebody knows where you live, well, guess what? They know that nobody's home. Have nothing to ransom. Ransomware, again, is a plague for 2018. Keep your data on a off-site service. Keep it on the internet, on the cloud, I guess is what I was trying to get to. And you can also have it on a hard drive, an external hard drive. Back up your files daily or more. If you want to be 100% certain, unaffected by ransomware, back up your hard drive on an encrypted, long and strong, password-protected external drive and store a mirror backup on the cloud server. Enroll in transaction alerts and identity monitoring. There is no better way to calm fears of account takeover than transaction alerts. All banks and credit card companies offer them for free. They make fraud a momentary crisis that's easily contained, since the moment a fraudulent charge occurs or a scammer attempts to open a new line of credit, the consumer is notified. We've talked about that one. EquifaxSecurity2017.com is one that you need to think about. And practice the 3 M's. Minimize your exposure, monitor your accounts, and manage the damage. That is the issue right there. That's the Word on Wealth segment, again, brought to you by AskAboutReverseMortgages.com. So we're going to continue our economic forecast and outlook. Inflation, let's look at interest rates now. So inflation, main driver of rates, and inflation should be fairly tame. Rates, I think, are going to move higher, but not significantly. We've talked about this. I've, again, looked at what they're saying at Chapman University, what they're saying at the Mortgage Bankers Association, National Association of Realtors, Freddie Mac, all of them pretty tame. The Federal Reserve, quantitative easing ramp up, Fed reinvesting less. That's going to have an effect on the rates. The stock market pullback, when the stocks pull back, where do people put their money? Well, they end up putting them into bonds. So as they put them into bonds, the bond demand goes up, prices go up, rates go down. So a stock pullback could help interest rates. So the prediction for the 10-year Treasury, it's going to be in a range between 2.18 to 2.64 will be our yield for that 10-year Treasury, is our prediction for 2018. And I'm going to say that interest rates probably going to go up by about 3/8 of a point, maybe around 4.5 for the year is basically the numbers. In housing, we're still looking at such low inventory. Rents are going to go up by 4.25% this year is where we're projecting. So rates modestly higher. It's not going to really have a whole lot to do on the housing market. It's not going to derail housing just because of that low inventory with high demand. Demand continues there. You're not going to end up seeing prices dropping. tax implications on real estate. Here's the issue right there. Basically, most of the exclusions are going to stay the same. So they did not touch the idea of living in your home for 2 out of 5 years and getting to carry forward your capital gain there. The standard deduction doubled, so only 4% of the filers are going to take the mortgage tax deduction. So the bottom line is we're not going to see a whole lot of effect from the tax plan because there is still no better place to make money. Think about that. If prices go up, and I'm going to round it off to 5%, and you put 5% down, you have a $500,000 house that goes up 5%, and you put $25,000 down, you got a 100% return on your investment, and you don't have to pay taxes on it. Where else are you going to get that? So I'm going to still predict 4.5% to 5.5% appreciation on housing, and remember that compounds, and according to Einstein, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Just 4.5% annual rate of appreciation on a $300,000 home would result in $466,000 gain in 10 years. And I use a 10-year number because that's how long we keep our homes in the United States nowadays. That's the latest statistics we have. And as always, well, that's the predictions for you. As always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to John, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.